Hello to my fellow history lovers and people who think if I learn something new, it will be a good day. So I have just two questions for you. The first one I knew. The second one, to be honest, if I hadn't seen the ABC, I wouldn't have known. So I'm going to ask you without the ABC, then I'll give you the ABC. All right, here's number one. During the British retreat from Concord to Boston in 1775, colonial militia utilized what tactical advantage? So this is after Lexington and Concord. And you remember the British marched out pretty confident they're just going to go get the colonial arms. They face rebels at Lexington and at Concord, and basically they're chased back to Boston, which is a huge shift in power. So during that chase back is what they're talking about. What tactical advantage will the colonial militia use? A, cover from stone walls and trees. B, heavy artillery bombardment. Or C, cavalry charges. And if you said, I'm pretty sure that's going to be A, because the cavalry isn't involved and we don't have cannons yet, you would be right. It said this was actually quite a, what do you call that, the run the gauntlet for them. And the answer was cover from stone walls and trees. The British column faced continuous sniper fire all along the 16 miles. Imagine a 16-mile gauntlet. Unconventional guerrilla tactics exhausted the regulars, who were accustomed to open field European warfare. And regulars, by the way, is the name that the colonists called the British, so it's the British. Lord Percy arrived with reinforcements to prevent the total destruction of the British force. It was really an eye-popping situation for the colonists and for the British. All right, number two. This is the one I wouldn't have known without the options A, B, C. So I'm going to ask you without that, and let's see if you know. So it says, immediately following, so right after that whole route, the battles of Lexington and Concord, militia forces surrounded Boston, initiating a siege that lasted how long? A, 2 years. I was going to say what it was. So first of all, without the options, what would you think it would be? So how long did the siege of Boston last? If you just had to put a guess on it. Let's see if you're even close. If you're within a month, I'll give it to you. Here's the answers. Did the siege last A, 2 years, B, 11 months, or C, 3 weeks? And if you said, I think 11 months, you would be correct. So I hadn't realized it lasted that long. So it was called the Camp of Liberty, encircled the city, trapping the British garrison. So once again, talk about a power dynamic changing. Most powerful army in the world, and they're hunkered down in Boston. The blockade continued until who arrives with the cannons? Henry Knox. Until Henry Knox arrives with artillery from Ticonderoga in 1776. The standoff transformed the unorganized militia into the nucleus of the Continental Army. Thank you for letting me share. I'll see you tomorrow.